And I would say there are two themes here. One is where we are more aligned, which is around this idea of respect and open-mindedness and listening and connection and celebrating the human. And the other is around gender and gender differences and what it means in our society.
Yeah.
For me, I stand true to the idea that there are gender differences, and celebrating those differences is a really powerful step forward in terms of like the mutual appreciation from one gender to the other. And also it's almost like you said earlier on in our conversation, when we are willing to look at where we have room to grow or our mistakes or our vulnerabilities and admit them, that's where the possibility of growth happens. And actually I think that stands for both genders, because I'm very aware, for me as a female CEO, my strengths, which are classically more feminine, some definitely more masculine, like I am ballsy, straight talking, etc., and fairly dynamic. But I recognize in male friends that I have who are who run companies, that they can go that bit further than I can in terms of like ballsiness or dynamicism. And I am so appreciative of actually the things I bring to the table, which is like an intuitiveness or an empathy, that I celebrate the qualities, which are, which I see in you actually, which are maybe typically more masculine properties, and it really doesn't matter which gender owns them. But the fact is, I think there's a really important part in terms of appreciating the qualities of the other gender, and then saying, oh, I have room to grow, or like you said, room to bring in where I am lacking, and to celebrate your wins elsewhere. There was another point we spoke about before about what young girls today, how we inspire them to be leaders, or what steps they could take. And I'd love to just respond to that question, because I feel it's a really important one, certainly in our roles as female leaders, and looking at where there is some kind of beginnings of not a paint by numbers or a particularly well-trodden path, but some kind of towards a blueprint, like here are some tips. So for me, I would say that for young women who do want to be leaders, I think a big thing, and I think this is to your point, is about saying, well, this is where I am strong, and this is where I will need to bring in other resources. And celebrating the strengths is also about celebrating purpose and celebrating skill set and talent. But it's saying, this is my passion. This is why I want to be a leader. This is how I want to change the world. This is my conviction.